Welcome back to Big Mood.
Yo.
Yeah.
Tiff, that was really cute and sexy.
Thank you.
Is it because her tits are out?
I'm
Yeah.
trying
It's
really
because her
hard
tits are out.
because we have Kat here.
Yay.
Welcome,
Hello.
Kat. And you might know her from a couple podcasts like Fighter and the Kid and King and the Sting. Exactly. And she was also on JK News, but now we have her here.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to be talking about Kat's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We're going to go in. And that's why I decided to try to, let the girls out a little bit.
I've noticed that no one has been able to convince you to even think about going on OnlyFans more than this young lady right here.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. I feel like people scare you about OnlyFans and doing it. And especially when you're kind of like a woman in the industry, it's almost like looked down upon. Like you're supposed to post sexy photos, but only if it's on Instagram and only if it's for free. Whereas like the moment you put it on OnlyFans, you're monetizing off of it. For some reason, some people have issues with that. And I'm telling you, bite the f***ing bullet and do it. Bite the f***ing bullet and monetize off of whatever the f- you want.
I can see like the whole. So I made I posted I posted a joke on my Instagram like several months ago where I was like I would love to show my ass because I love my body, but I can't stand the thought of making men happy for free.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get that.
Well, you could charge, Jess.
Men love your sexuality so long as you don't monetize off of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how dare you monetize off of me sexualizing you?
Right. Exactly.
How dare you?
I've been saying this for years. Like, people are always like, oh yeah, porn stars are gross, OnlyFans is gross, blah blah blah, it's gross. You can't hate on something that you actively consume.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That's like going to the McDonald's, getting food, and be like, fuck you,
I understand
worker.
why they do it though, because it comes from a place of shame.
Yeah.
Like they're ashamed that they consume it. They're shaming themselves. So in order to avoid that confrontation with themselves, they have to avoid the people that are doing it.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, avoid shame. They have to shame the people that are doing
Makes
it.
them feel better about themselves somehow. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's stupid because they're the one who actively look for it. They're the ones who spend the most money on it.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I don't remember which country it was, but it's a country that really actively shames women's sexuality. That really oppresses them. But statistics show, I think it was on Pornhub, that country consumes the most porn.
Probably. I mean, it makes sense.
Like even in the U.S., it's the Bible Belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Ooh.
Yeah, the more you restrict something, the more you want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like whenever you're on a diet and you're just like, oh, I shouldn't be eating that because I'm on a diet. You want it even more.
That's what they say about Christian girls, man. See, it's restricted.
Is anyone a Christian girl in here? Can anyone confirm?
I
I was raised Buddhist. So
I was raised Catholic.
No, my family was always just never spoke about religion ever.
Yeah.
So I would guess agnostic or atheist. I don't know. No one in my family was ever like strongly against religion or not. So
it's just kind of a thing.
just it wasn't even a factor in my family. But so now you do OnlyFans, but you don't actually do like Pornhub style OnlyFans where you're like spreading your pussy lips and shit, right?
No, oh my god,
So
I'd have
what's
multiple
your
houses right now
OnlyFans like?
if I did.
Houses,
Here's the
I
thing.
love
My boyfriend actually used to do porn with his ex-girlfriend
That's
because
crazy.
she is a very well-known, very successful porn star, and he started doing porn with her when OnlyFans first started popping off. And so because I'm with him, people assume that I'm doing porn and I don't. So some people will subscribe and they're like, oh, I thought you were getting fucked. I'm like, no, it's like my feet.
Oh, so
and
they're all
thirst traps.
disappointed.
Yeah, it's like people disappointed because they'll see like feet at first and then they're like, oh, and then they see a picture of me in like a wet t-shirt with my nipples popping out. They're like, oh, okay, I'm back in.
Oh, I see.
So
I'm
you don't
back in.
ever show any nudity whatsoever, but you're still extremely successful.
I classify it more as lewd photos rather than nude photos. So it's like anything that you see on Instagram from, I would say like the generic like Instagram model, I would do too. I would do like wet
something
t-shirt.
that won't get pulled off of Instagram.
Yeah, like I could post everything that I do on Instagram right now and none of it would get pulled.
So you're not spreading pussy, you're spreading toes.
Yes, spreading toes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm doing it in my shoes right now. You can't see.
Don't spread the lips. Spread the cat.
Spread. Yep.
No,
Why did I try to
don't know
spread
why I
my
said
lips inside my jeans? I was like, wait, can you? Wait, no, you can't do it because I
opposite of a
spread my
Kegel, you're
toes.
like-
Yeah. I
you
spread my
imagine?
toes, and I was like, wait, Wait, I can push it, but it doesn't spread.
That's
Right?
funny.
Imagine if you can control your lips spreading. That'd be sick.
How intimidating would it be
butterfly?
fucking a guy and your pussy lips just go
Yeah. Or like if you don't want to,
try.
you're like, nope.
Yep.
You know, that'd be sick.
Have you ever gotten a cramp on one of your pussy lips? Because I have.
No. What?
Yes. It's fucking painful.
Wait, what were you doing?
I don't remember.
You know what you were doing.
No, I really wasn't.
Cat's not gonna let Tiff fucking slide.
It sounds like you were having a great time, first and foremost.
I wish
You're
I
like
was.
so far behind your head that
No,
that
that-
shit cramped up like a Charlie horse.
No, I have done some crazy stuff and never cramped up. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was like squatting, picking something up, or doing something, or maybe I was sitting,
squatting on that dick.
Maybe I think it was because I was wearing some really tight jeans, and you know, like that fucking
knob?
like
Yeah.
what
This knob,
that
line?
shit.
The
So,
line?
right there where
Yeah.
like the jean like crosses. There's like in the crosshairs. It's like really
kill shot. Boom.
yeah, right there. So that shit was digging in. I think, if I remember correctly, it was digging in on one of the side, like one of my lips, and it actually cramped it up. And I was like, "Oh my god, how do I stretch this? Fuck, it really hurts." Yeah, it was
Can't
painful.
stretch that. There's no way.
No,
to stretch
I was just rubbing the lip because it was
Oh.
hurting, but it was not pleasurable at all.
Casey walks in, he's like, "Ooh," you're like, "No, fuck off." Like, no, it's not it. It hurts.
Like, I'm not touching myself out of pleasure.
Yeah.
This hurts.
Yeah,
Right?
it was painful.
I imagine that's like getting a. Do guys get nutsack cramps ever? George
Probably.
says no.
No?
George says no.
I feel like
They
probably.
sit on their own nuts by accident sometimes.
Ow.
Yeah.
That's
It's so nice to
painful.
hear George's laughter in the background again.
Yeah.
I know, George is back.
I was just making fun of him, like, "Oh, you have a baby now? You think you're so fucking cool? Fuck that baby. You've known us longer.
Yeah.
We should have priority over that stupid kid."
That's why I'm here.
So that's cool. I mean, like, there's websites out there archiving our feet that we accidentally show in our pictures. It's called
For free?
For free. It's called
Yeah.
WikiFeet.
Yeah.
And someone has sent it to me. Yeah.
You know, I'm not on there.
You're not?
I'm not sexualized by our audience the way.
I know.
No,
right?
no, no, no. I'm not challenging
Nikki
anyone,
ass.
but I'm just saying I'm not sexualized by our audience the way everyone else is. It's
Oh,
crazy.
really?
I'm
Why is
like
that?
kind of happy about that because I don't have like a shit ton of like Tiff has the most weird deep fakes, like the crazy, like I don't know what
You
it
had
is
deep
about
fakes?
Tiff.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
are obsessed.
I've
with
even
her.
gotten hit up by a few publications wanting to interview me about the deep
Really?
fake stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Or
Oh my
I'm
god,
like,
that's insane.
yeah, because like I'm a mom and you know I'm a public figure and like how does that affect me and all that.
Yeah.
But so I did one interview, but it didn't get published, and then the other one I was like, I don't want my name to just be attached to this.
Sexual
like,
shit.
nah, I'm good.
It's because you're the most, like, one of the more conservative ones amongst all of us. Like, you, Julia.
That's really what it
Yeah.
is. They want
Yeah.
like the seemingly like shy, meek ones because
I
they're
don't
like,
know.
I want to sexualize the fuck out of her.
I think Tiff
'cause
is
she
the
won't let
most
me have it.
feminine. I honestly,
too.
I personally believe Tiff is the most feminine out of all the women in our group.
Oh really?
You
Like
do not
everyone.
have a shred of bro in you at all.
There's no bro in you.
None.
Yeah.
What about the extreme sports side of me?
No, it's still so feminine the way you do it.
Fine.
It's
Yeah.
just like it's so beautiful. Like everything you do is like a butterfly.
graceful.
Yeah,
When you're
it's
flying off
graceful.
the plane, your lashes are fluttering all pretty and shit. You probably have like a trail of pink going down.
That's funny.
Pink vaginal juice flying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I think that's called discharge.
Yeah.
I should get that checked.
I feel like the
That's
word
oozing out
discharge,
like
you
that.
know? Because I feel like it's the military guys, they get discharged too.
Oh,
And it's
true,
just like, when I think about it at
Like
first, I'm
negative.
like, you guys get kicked out, you get covered in.
That's hilarious. No, but I mean, I guess that's probably why. But then I don't know. Like I try showing my like not so meek side, more comfortable, confident side, and
I don't
yeah,
think
people
it's-
still exploit.
I don't think it's meekness. I think it's just that
I
like,
was
even,
hella
even when
meek.
you're confident, just everything about you is like the ultimate feminine energy.
It's also
Like-
what people project onto you.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Because you can be like A, B, and C, but all they're going to see is what they want. They're just going to project whatever it is that they saw. And I feel like a lot of the times they'll project what they like assumed you to be at your like initial period. So it's almost like they then disregard all the growth that you've had when you're like, oh, I'll let my personality out a little more.
That's
Whereas like if
true.
you start something, especially online, in my opinion, I was always like very shy and didn't want to say anything, didn't want to do anything that would be too like seem like I was trying to get attention.
Right,
I didn't want to
yeah.
speak in the shows I was working for at all. I was like, I private Instagram, I don't want anyone, I'll block anyone who even DMs me.
Yeah.
I was just nervous about that. And now like that image still kind of stays with me today, even though I'm like super raunchy and I don't give a fuck about what I say.
That's
They're
awesome.
like,
So
oh, you've changed. I'm like, you didn't know me, bitch. Shut
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
how were you able to break out of that and like your initial like not wanting to share anything about yourself to now having an OnlyFans? Like that's
I
pretty...
think I just stopped caring. That's really what it is. Because I feel like it was a waste of time. I was just so worried about like, oh, like people on the show will misconstrue me. Ooh.
Jesus, Gina. Sorry, Gina's back here like knocking down our set. Sorry.
But I think people just like, they put so much of what their projection was onto me, and I got tired of it. I was like, well, I'm just gonna say whatever the fuck I want. And I kept getting rewarded for it from my bosses, like, hey, you want to be on camera now? Do you want to work on this other show? You want to do this? You want to do that? I was like, oh, clearly I'm doing something right.
They believed in you, and then they saw you starting to believe in you, so then it increased your career, which I think is great. It's great to see a woman break out of that like hiding space. I did the same shit. When I was with my ex, I was just hiding as much as I could. I'm like, I'm not a clout chaser. Leave me alone. Stop projecting
that's
on
what
me.
it is. For some reason, people are just like, oh, she wants attention. Right. She thinks she's so hot. She thinks she's hot shit. And you're like,
oh my god, so relatable. Because me being with Casey too, same shit. Like, oh, she slept her way into this gold diggers.
We're like, no, they
gold diggers.
We didn't sleep our way into the company. They just found girls that could also do work for them, that they could also be fucking. So you know, and now we're all. They lucked out. They got a girl to have sex with. They got a girl to do work for them. They got a girl to make them look cool too. You know, they lucked out too. That's what I'm like. Hey, they're, you know, and they pay us now.
And I've been saying for a long time that life really starts when you stop giving a fuck what people think about you.
Absolutely.
And just everything, you can be your more authentic self. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Just not give a shit about other people, because honestly, people are more worried about their own shit than they are about you. I have so many questions to ask. So many. Can I just...
go ahead. Get in.
Can I chime into what you just said before we get into that? Yeah. Because I totally agree with what you're saying, and it is the image, or it is the thought process of like, fuck, I don't want people to judge me. I care about what they think. But I think if you look a layer deeper than that, it's because you care about what you think. You're judging yourself. And so like you kind of project other people's judgments onto yourself because it's what you are judging about yourself. I mean, that's what I realized when I would read hate comments. Yeah. And it like, and then I was going to therapy at that time. And so like I
love therapy. First and foremost, I love therapy.
Amazing. And so like my therapist asked me like, well, what is it about what they're saying that triggers you so much? Like, think about it. Like, where is that coming from? And then I realized like, oh fuck, it's because I agree with them and I'm judging myself. And so when they point out my own insecurities or like what my own judgment, my own criticisms about myself, it's like holding a mirror up to myself. So it makes it even that much harder to not care about what other people think. I think first you have to learn how to not judge your own self.
You still care about what you think.
Exactly.
So when you see truth in it, it bothers you. Well, I don't think that all hate comments that do trigger me are actually true about me or that I agree with them. Yeah. I do think majority of it is definitely what you're saying, probably 90%, but there are still like 10% of like shitty comments where I'm like, that's totally not based in fact or reality. I don't believe that, but that still pisses me off that like, it's almost like I feel that because someone said it and it's in a public forum, other people are going to read it and believe it, even though it's so far from the truth. That what pisses me off is like, how dare you smear my name? But then it's like, well, we're fucking YouTubers, so obviously that's part of the job. That's what you just gotta let go. Like you gotta let go of the fact that knowing people are gonna spread complete bullshit about you because they spend 5 minutes on you and then they move on to the next thing. Even though it's your whole life, it's only their 5 minutes. So they're just like kind of ruining in your mind your reputation, but then also no one else really fucking cares.
True. Okay, so I have so many questions. But first of all, tell them where you're from, girl. Tell them where you're from.
San Jose, California.
San Jose?
And I would just like to say, first and foremost, every single man, boy, child I knew growing up would jack off to Gina. Like religiously.
Wait, how would you know
here's
this?
the thing. No. Because like I would like when I was in middle school, and this was like around the peak of like import.
How old are you?
Like import model days of like these like Asian girls with like huge tits, like in lingerie in front of like a fucking dope Honda or whatever. Super,
really thin eyebrows.
And the thin eyebrows with huge tits.
Yeah.
Because that's where their heart is. Yeah. Big hearts. And everyone would be like, oh, it's Miss like Ashley V, and then it's Gina Darling.
She's from the Bay too. That's right. She's cool.
And so like literally everyone's like, oh, Gina Darling is the perfect girl. She's like from the Bay Area. She's hot as shit. She plays video games. She's a little nerd.
They'd go to the meetups.
And when I found out I was on the show, I was like, oh my God, everyone's gonna fucking freak out when they find out. Yay! Everybody I know has jacked off to you.
Oh,
including women. It's not even boys.
Whoa! Wow.
Like, every single one of my lesbian friends are like, oh, Gina's hot as fuck.
San Jose dream.
She really is. Amazing. Like in the Bay Area, you're like you're that bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes me so happy.
You're that bitch.
I appreciate
the queen of San Jose.
Yay! I appreciate every orgasm that has happened because of me. Thank you.
Like
Every
charged
orgasm.
you up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's where I gain my powers.
Yeah, you've been sucking that power from those men and a few women this whole time.
Yeah, so when I'm like old and gray and no one jacks off anymore, that's when I die.
Yeah.
You're like Rapunzel's mom.
She just turns off.
But it's like everyone like, ooh, I feel somebody just unloaded a huge nut. They were
That's why I
watching
wake up
me.
every morning
Yeah.
and I just, yes, sperm has been ejaculated because of me.
You just go,
Yeah.
yep, it's gonna be a good day.
Also,
Youth
tell
juice.
them what your ethnicity is.
Huh?
Tell them what your ethnicity is.
I am Vietnamese.
Of course.
Yeah.
Another one of us. Okay, so I was really excited about that because that's the first thing she said. She came in. She's like, "I'm from your hometown." That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Now onto the questions. Just so we can get to know you more. When did you start OnlyFans? How long has it
I
been?
started OnlyFans mid-January, so I'm still very new to it.
What, bitch?
Yeah.
Like 4 months?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm on my 4th month right now. So it's always kind of been a joke because, I mean, everybody at some point, if you have a following, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, usually I'd say women, there's always some creepy guy saying, hey, let me see your feet.
Right.
Always. Absolutely always. And I talked about it at work, and it became this bit where it's like, oh, let's see Kat's feet, and I would hide them religiously. Wear nothing but like, I will wear Air Force Ones to the beach, and like I would only show my toes when I was like back home, my mom's house, in the comfort of that home. Then I'd wear sandals. And finally I got to a point where it's like, you know what, it's the pandemic, let's see how far I can take this joke, let's see what happens. I'm gonna make an OnlyFans and dedicate it to my feet. I did it, and it surpassed all of my wildest dreams.
Yay.
And I
That's
then
awesome.
started doing thirst traps because somebody DM'd me like, hey, do you have any like photos or videos of you that you haven't posted on Instagram but they're like kind of hot? I was like, well, what are you talking about, nudes? He's like, no, it doesn't have to be nudes, but like if you're wearing like a low cut shirt and it's just a photo of you smiling, like I'd love to pay you X amount of money for that. So I did that, and more people started asking for it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this from now on. And
the mystery of not having nudes. It's just like, oh, what is behind that?
Yeah, and what I found out is I thought initially the only way you can really make money on OnlyFans is having a large Instagram following. Because I would see girls with millions of followers, and in my head I was like, oh, they must be making a absolute killing. And my boyfriend, who used to work in porn, knew a lot of girls who had OnlyFans with millions of followers, and he said that there is a difference where if you were on Instagram prior and you were kind of posting thirst trappy or like basically implied nudity before, people are less inclined to buy from you because there's nothing that you can post on your OnlyFans that they haven't already seen on.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're fucked. No one wants your shit.
So like you, with their case, they have to kind of go into a niche market. So there are girls who will then do like sexy cosplays, and then they'll put it on there, or they'll do like cosplay porn where there's Spider-Man getting fucked by Venom, and it's like normal cosplay, like great makeup and everything, and then it happens to be porn. So people are finding their niche markets, but it's really about how much engagement you can get out of your fan base. And it's not just men. A lot of girls who have like primarily women as their fan base will get these women subscribing to their OnlyFans, almost like an empowerment thing. Like, I love you so much, I want you to make money, so I will subscribe to you and pay this amount every single month to make sure that like I am contributing to your success in your future. So I'm not into girls, I'm not into the photos that you're posting, but I will get on there, like all your photos, hype you up, and tip you every day.
I love that.
dope.
I love
Yeah.
the women empowering thing because we get that too, where like there's just women that want to support so bad.
Yes.
And it makes me so happy because a lot of people think like, oh, your fan base is just all dudes or all horny dudes. Like, no, we get a lot of very loving women.
Yeah.
In fact, my most active viewers on my stream are all women.
Really?
Yeah, and it's beautiful and I love that.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So I remember always getting messages for my feet, but they were so specific. Like, can you show your the bottom of your feet, your soles
Ooh, the
scrunched
soles
up?
are the money maker. That's what
Scrunched up.
people don't
Just
tell
tell
you. People don't tell you. They think it's like this area of the foot where you can see the toes. It's the money makers are your soles. They want to see how soft they are.
Wow.
And so, like, if you lather them up with some sort of coconut oil or baby oil, and then you put lotion on them, wait for them to dry off, you take a photo, and people want to essentially have your soft soles
how
like
you
step
prep
on
your
their
soles.
feet, on their face, on their body. They're just like, it's soft. I want it to touch
kinda
me.
Get that on like very weirdly thinking about a soft foot. I can kind of get it. Like, does it make sense to you?
Yeah, I think
like
more
this,
and
like
more
a
now
very,
that I'm
like an
doing
extremely lotioned and soft foot, or even the hand. Like I really do enjoy very soft hands. So I imagine that to a foot.
Yes.
Because you would make a killing, Gina.
Oh, thanks.
Jesus, your hands are the softest fucking hands I've ever.
Ooh,
and they're
very
feminine.
nice hands.
She has very feminine hands too.
Yeah.
Showing the shit for free.
I've got.
Fuck, now I gotta hide these bitches. I'm wearing mittens from now on. Mittens everywhere I go. You guys gotta pay for this shit.
Well, if you do need a stylist, we have Stitch Fix here for you. Online shopping can be daunting. You never know if things will fit. Returns can be difficult, and you don't even know what sort of store to start with. So this season, let Stitch Fix do all the hard work. I have used Stitch Fix a few times already myself. I like I like to be able to also go to their website and pick certain things too, because they create like whole outfits on their website, and they put pictures of the whole outfit together. So that's what helps me, because I can find pieces that I like just a top or just jeans that I like, but I never know how to match things. I like one part of their website is that they will put outfits together, and you can just buy specific things, or you can buy the whole outfit, or you can just have the stylist curate a whole box for you.
I like how it comes with the thing where it shows you different outfit ideas that you can use with that.
Yeah, so like they'll send you a top, and then they'll show you how to put a cardigan over it, or a sweater, or like a different jacket, or different shoes, or different pants.
Have it go from night to day or day to night or whatever.
So it's very helpful if you're terrible at fashion like me. I'm horrible at fashion.
So your fashion's gotten really good.
Yeah, it's very, very basic, and it's the same and very lateral. So
don't compliment
me because I know it's crap. Anyways, try on pieces at home before you buy. Keep what you love and return what you don't. Stitch Fix has free shipping, easy returns and exchanges with a prepaid return envelope included. Makes it very, very simple.
I love that, because I will not ship something out for months just because
you have to go get the label, and then you have to go do all that. Stitch Fix, you just pay a $20 styling fee for each box, but it gets credited towards the pieces you keep, and there are no hidden fees ever. They have styles and clothing to fit any occasion for men, women, and kids. They ship all over the U.S. as well as the UK. Get started today at stitchfix.com/mood, and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/mood for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. stitchfix.com/mood.
And if you have a nice outfit, you can't be having a janky smile to go with it.
No.
Are your teeth throwing up gang signs?
Oh my God.
Well, do I have something for you? We have Candid. Candid is the clear, comfortable, removable, and practically invisible aligners to help straighten teeth. It's here to help straighten your teeth so you can fall in love with your smile too. I wish I had this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We had braces. Oh,
the
God.
wiry braces.
Gross.
The headgear
stuck in there.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
You get a water
these
pick.
you can remove.
Mm-hmm.
The rubber bands.
I used to have the white ones because I thought they made my teeth look white, and
They
then
just
they would
turn
turn yellow.
yellow.
Yeah.
Ew.
The clear ones.
The clear braces
Yeah,
or the clear bands?
The white bands.
clear
Oh,
white
because I had
bands.
clear braces. Like, they
Oh.
weren't metal. They were made of acrylic, but the wire was clear. I mean, the wire was metal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the white bands, they would actually turn my freaking
It just
braces
looks
yellow.
gross,
It was
dude.
Yeah.
It looks so gross.
You're not fooling anyone.
Yeah.
The whole traditional braces process sucks.
was
And
bad.
that's why we have Candid. You can remove them and pop them back on. Your treatment is prescribed and closely monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who's an expert in tooth movement. You'll have the same quality of care you'd get in an in-office orthodontist from the comfort and convenience of your home. And while other companies use general dentists, Candid only works with orthodontists. With Candid, the same orthodontist who created your plan is with you from start to finish, so you never have to wonder how you're doing. The average Candid treatment is just 6 months. You'll start seeing results way before then, and it costs $1,000 less than traditional braces. Become your best you. Start straightening your teeth today. Right now, you can save $75 on Candid's starter kit. Go to candidco.com/mood and use code MOOD. That's candidco.com/mood, code MOOD. Take advantage of this limited time offer to save $75 on your starter kit. Candid Co, that's candidco.com/mood, code MOOD.
Have you had a chance to really understand the psychology behind the foot thing, or if you're just like, I don't fucking know, but here you go, pay me?
Some people have explained it to me in several different ways. There was one guy who scientifically broke it down, was like, there's a wiring in a man's brain who's into feet where it kind of resembles a vagina for some reason. And so when they see feet, they associate it with the vagina, and that's why it's sexual. And other people are like, it's just soft. I don't get it.
You're saying
I just
my vagina
wanna-
looks like a foot?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that at all.
Like I don't know what the actual psychology.
So a huge fucking slit somehow looks like a solid piece of skin.
No, because they want like your foot to do this, like the foot pussy. That's really what it is.
Foot pussy?
I've seen like foot job stuff.
A fussy?
Yes. A fussy.
From like the front.
A fussy.
That's where he got his name from.
OnlyFans.
Yes, fussy.
Fussy videos.
Fussy videos. I think that's technically called joy, which is jerk off instruction.
Wait,
And so, a lot of people in the feet community want joy videos where it's basically like your foot doing the fussy. And then you have like a water bottle, an eggplant, some sort of like cylindrical dick-like shape thing. And then you talk about jacking off this thing with your feet. I do not do that. I don't have the guts to do that.
I'm like, oh, that's a bit. That's a bit
I can't
of work
do
there.
it without laughing like crazy.
Yeah,
I can't.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I
can
don't
you
know
rub
how
the tip with your big toe. Just right on top
That's
there.
too funny.
Yeah.
Wait, what
it's
about
funny.
like foot sucking stuff? Do you guys like getting your feet, your toes sucked?
I haven't had my foot or toes sucked on until recently. And it was almost like a joke because I was ignoring my boyfriend and he was trying to get my attention. And he randomly just like grabbed my foot and he put it in his mouth. And I didn't register what was going on because I was on my phone and I just like moved it down like and I couldn't like I was in shock for about 2 seconds. I didn't know what to do. We're looking eye to eye, just like
oh yeah.
no, I just showered, so it's a clean foot, and then I like took it out. Like what? I might like this now. I might like this. I don't know what it is.
Before, and I did like it.
I like it too.
It's a better sensation than I thought it would.
Yeah, it really is.
It tickles, but it feels kind of nice.
It's like warm. I wonder if that's what guys feel like their dick feels like in a vagina.
Oh,
like if when
that's actually
we get our toes sucked, because it's like warm and very soft. You know, the inside of your mouth is so soft and very warm. And it's like
Gina's not liking
it's like
this.
a never-ending. What? You don't like that? Have you had your toes sucked before? Why are you so grossed out?
Don't yuck somebody's yum.
Yeah,
don't you use my line against me? You don't do that.
Gina over here being a hypocrite.
I have had it done once,
Yeah.
and I'm not the type that's gonna be like, oh, hey, can you stop? Because I don't want to ruin the moment. So he did do it.
He just didn't do it right or something.
No, I mean like it's happened to me twice, right? So once it was just like in the middle of sex. I'm like, you know what? If you're into that, it's fine. Go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. For me, it was just like, oh, okay. I'm gonna pretend that I like it, you know. And then there was another guy that did it. The thing is, I was just really into him. So he was just like,
he could do anything.
Yeah. So he's never done it before. He's like, and we were in the bathtub. He's like, does this do anything for you? I'm like, I mean, not that that's working, but the fact that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You need to get a guy that's confident about it. He's like, no, I'm sucking these toes.
Yeah.
Like,
Because you don't want a shy guy kind of like going around the bush trying to suck
That was
your
the
toe.
first one. That was the first one. He was really into it. And, you know, I'm just like.
But maybe if he's doing it for too long. It only needs to do it for like 15 seconds or something. Not like a long time.
No. Most awkward 18
what
seconds.
What was it that you were feeling? Like, what was it for you that it was just like, I don't like this?
I just don't. I'm not into feet. You know, like
you were grossed out by your like the dirtiness of your foot in his mouth.
I just don't like feet. That's all. That's
even your own, like you just.
No, I like cute feet. I like my feet. Okay. I just don't.
What about like getting a foot massage or something? Like,
fine.
like, because for me, getting my toes sucked, it's kind of like that. It's like it's relaxing, but I could also get turned on by it because he's turned on by it.
Right.
But but it's like I wouldn't. Like, just getting my toes sucked isn't gonna turn me on.
Exactly.
You know? So that's why I'm asking, like, are you able to get pleasure or relaxation from, like, your feet being in someone's mouth? Just like a foot massage.
Just, like, not sexually? Just relaxation?
I want to know that.
I think it's more of an in-the-moment kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, like what Jess was saying, it just feels like, like the inside of the mouth's all warm.
Yeah. And soft.
And, like, soft.
The inside of a cheek is very soft. I mean, I'm like, when they get their dick sucked, I'm like, that probably feels pretty good. Because, like, the inside of your cheek.
You're really selling me on this foot sucking thing.
Sure.
Like, you're absolutely right. Because now that I think of it, like, that's absolutely what I felt.
I've never had it for more than like 10 seconds or something, but it was kind of like, you know, when guys get so fucking excited, they're just like, I'm just gonna fucking whatever, I'm gonna eat it, whatever it is, I don't care, you know. So it's just like one of those moments.
But you're also talking to someone who grew up in a Vietnamese family that had nail salons, so I've seen the crustiest of the crust, you know. So it's just like, I'm not gonna.
You guys have like a thing with feet?
Yeah, just not my thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Have you had any? So I'm so curious. Have you had any extremely weird, strange requests for things to do with your feet?
With my feet, yeah. Well, I guess weird is kind of relative to everybody. But for me, like, I don't like the idea of me, like, sucking on my own toes or licking my feet. And some people are really into that.
Yeah, can you reach that?
Ooh.
Not like all the way. Yeah, do that.
That's a great thumbnail.
I would do it, but I'm wearing sandals.
But yeah, so it's a really big part of the feet community to lick and suck on your own toes. And I'm just not into that. So I find that weird. But then I'll have other requests, like some people are into armpits. Some people are into like the back of your knees. What? Some people are into belly buttons. There's a lot of different things that people are into that I never would have even imagined would be sexual.
Yeah.
Like, how is an armpit sexual? Unless you're like,
I think they're just so burnt out on porn that they're like trying to find something exciting because they've been burnt out since 14.
Like, let me stick it in your ear.
Yeah,
right.
They're
like, it was all downhill after they came to Gina. They were like, now I need armpit.
Yeah, now I need armpit.
There's nothing else exciting in life. They start doing the weird shit. You know.
Now I want to talk to like OnlyFans armpit girls. Like, is there like a niche? Like,
I know. Like, could I be an armpit girl?
Do they like
have
the
a nice
hair?
armpit? I will say.
Yeah, you do have a nice armpit, Jess.
You do. Like, do they like shave?
Don't show it for free.
I think it depends on preference. Because I had a guy who wanted a photo of my armpit while it was as natural as possible. He asked me to grow it out. He asked me to shave it. He just wanted it in different stages.
Wow.
So, like, throughout the week, I would, like, not shave on purpose to get it as long as I could to send him. And then he tipped me extra because I had to grow it out.
But they're just, like, stubbles.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't go that long. Did he ever let
you get to, like, to the hair starts to curl stage? Or
no.
you just,
no, it's just, like, a week. I was like, you know what? I'll put up with it for a week, and then after that I just personally feel gross. I need to shave it. He's
Dude,
like, okay,
he
that's
would
fine.
be disappointed with me because I laser.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like 3 hairs.
Yeah, I'm lasering everything off now.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with body hair. But it's weird because when you laser, you know how they only get certain patches, you got to go back, and when it starts growing out, suddenly like it looks weird.
Yeah, it's like whiskers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting with my bikini line right now. So like there's certain parts that are patches and some of them are just bald.
It creeped me out because I remember the first time I got lasered, I could actually pull the follicle out.
Yeah.
And one time I sat in the bathtub and I was like, what the fuck? And
that sounds like my dream. I love like popping blackheads and like plucking hairs and stuff like that. That sounds like a
right
dream.
after you get the laser done, like I would say within the week, like it shocked the hair follicle and then it dies. So then it just like you could just start pulling them out.
Take a piece of duct tape, just slap it on there, just
duct tape.
No, that gets rid of all the fun. You can sit there and do one at a time.
You don't understand, Gina.
I remember doing that like when I first got lasered. I'll be watching TV, just
they just fall out.
I'm fucking disgusting right now.
And you just have a pile of your pubes just on your thighs.
It's really so disgusting. Let's be honest.
It's like your pussy went through chemo. It's just falling off.
Oh my god. Oh, inappropriate. Love it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. My boyfriend had cancer. I can make these jokes.
Okay.
I promise.
He's like, that's not how it works.
Here's the thing. If he can make Asian jokes because he's with an Asian girl, I can make cancer jokes in my head.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he should be making Asian jokes, but I did the same thing though. When I was with my ex, I was making Asian jokes, and then after I was like, oh, that's actually wildly inappropriate.
See, but that's like in the sanctity of your relationship, and like you guys know each other. It's not like he's going around making like ching-chong jokes to strangers.
He got me doing fob accents in the house, and then,
I know,
but that's in the house.
And then people would be like, don't forget, you can't say that out in public. And I'm like, oh yeah, like don't do the
it's like contagious
accent.
Though, because
it's
like hanging around with them so much, like I started doing it on my own where I'm like, oh fuck, wait, I didn't used to say this word this way.
I mean, how long have I called you Jessica until I had to like learn to stop?
I was like, stop calling me that.
I know sometimes it almost accidentally comes out. I'm like, oh
yeah.
That's why we just go with Jess now.
Jess.
But anyway,
how often do you get pedicures?
I'd say once every 3 to 4 weeks, depending on my schedule. I just feel like I can't do the thing that some girls do where they change it every week or every other week. It's just like, it's so much work. And on top of that, you can only do so many fucking colors till you're like, I have nothing left.
It's true.
I have nothing left.
Do you get requests for like natural nail, like no pedicure?
Yeah, a lot of people like different things. Some people like darker polish. Some people like lighter. Some people want neon. They want designs. Some people like matte coat.
Has anyone asked you to put like extensions on your toes?
Oh my god, no! But here's the thing: my grandma has acrylic toenails,
really?
And she's had acrylic toenails for years, and we just never knew. My grandma. My grandma is like super girly where she always has to have her hair done, her nails done. But I didn't know she had acrylic toenails too.
Like all of them or just the big
all
toe?
of them. They wouldn't be like super long or anything, but like they're. Why would you want fake toenails?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
it just
her
makes
real
no
toenails
sense.
are weird.
Maybe
tiny pinky toe. You know that weird tiny pinky toenail that some people just.
Some people don't even have a pinky toenail.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like paint
really
the skin.
small.
Yeah.
If I cut mine, it's like really tiny.
Same.
I'm not showing
I
you
had a
guys
toenail fall off
free.
once because I wore heels for so long. Do you ever get requests for janky ass feet?
Janky feet. Not janky feet, but dirty feet.
Oh.
But I don't feel good about making my feet dirty. I don't know if it's because like the Asian like clean feet like in the house no shoes thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't like having my feet dirty, so I always have the inclination to clean it at all times if it feels even slightly dusty.
What if you did a video of like you got your foot all like nasty and dirty in the mud, and then like your boyfriend, I know he doesn't, or he probably doesn't want to be on your OnlyFans, but he was like cleaning them off? Do you think that would be sexual?
Ooh, washing
that
them
could
off?
be
Kind of like a Jesus moment, you know, like wash your
I
feet
want to
off.
step on things now. Because I saw a video of girls stepping on cake for a minute, and that just looked like fun.
I want to do that for free. Like, I just want to step on cake.
Or like do a pay-per-view where it's like,
grapes make wine and shit.
And then
like,
sell the juice to people.
Oh, like
the Belle Delphine thing. Yeah.
That's genius.
I just want to step on cake. Also, I want to smash cakes with baseball bats. Ooh. Like that Gwen Stefani video.
Oh. Yeah.
I really want to smash cakes.
Somebody's asked me to crush a small watermelon with my thighs. That I want to try.
Do you really think you have the tensile strength for that?
No.
You gotta cheat it. You gotta cheat it.
I gotta cheat it. You kind of like squish it first and then pretend like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it'd be fun.
Like invisible holes all the way around it in a circle.
Yeah.
Or have you seen those videos where people will put rubber bands around watermelon until they explode? Do that and then take them off and then squeeze it.
I saw one guy it exploded and it hit him and he flew off his chair. I fucking died laughing. He flew. That shit was so good.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
So how do you prevent people from just saving the photos and uploading it for free somewhere else?
True.
On some real shit that happens, and that happens to absolutely everybody. I think it's a part of the game that you do.
Yeah.
But there are law firms, or not law firms, there are companies that will actually take down those images for you if you pay them a retainer fee.
Yeah.
So that's something that a lot of OnlyFans girls will look into. Some
because it's copyright material.
Yeah, it's copywritten material.
Like, yeah, and that happens on YouTube just for regular shit. Like
and depending on
companies for copyright.
Depending on what state you're in, that also classifies as revenge porn. So you can actually have a misdemeanor or a felony on your record if somebody chooses to follow up with that.
How is that revenge porn when that's just something you sold to the public?
I'm not sure. Somebody was trying to explain it to me where it's like it's your intellectual property, but it's sexual. So in certain states, it does qualify as revenge porn.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but yeah, that's.
But yeah, absolutely. I think it's just something you gotta kind of roll with the punches on. Some girls will leave it up because they think it's good PR for them, and they're just like, oh, it's like advertisement at this point. So some girls will let certain ones go, like, oh yeah, they'll have a free one on Reddit, and some girls are like, no, take absolutely everything down. And so it just kind of depends on what helps you make money. Because if the leaks are hurting you, then it's in your best interest to hire someone to take them down or file certain claims on Google to have these images taken down. Whereas some girls, it actually helps them. So they're like, there's no point in me trying to even try to take a leak down.
Right.
How about for you, in your experience?
It's kind of 50-50. I feel like I'm still so new to it that I don't know what a normal like month should be. I'm getting to that point where it's starting to kind of even out now. I mean, I think if leaks ever get to the point where I'm starting to lose money, then I'll look into having like a firm take down those photos.
Or if it's just a high volume of your stuff getting
trafficked
out there for free.
Yeah, because I know, like, I feel like every single girl who has an OnlyFans has a Reddit page dedicated to them, where it's like, oh, here it is. As people like, oh, should I buy this one? Should I buy this one? Don't waste your money. Here it is. And so that tends to happen a lot. But at that point, it's like, it's the internet. It kind of comes with the territory. So you can either hire somebody to go and take them down, or you can leave it up. Right. It's really just dependent on you.
All right, dude, shout out to our sponsor, Function of Beauty. I freaking love this company so much. It's so easy for me to shout them out because it's all I've been using on my hair for the past 2 years, and I love it. It's night and day difference. But they are the world leader in fully customized hair care. You go on their website, you fill out a hair quiz, so you tell them what kind of hair you have, like straight, curly, thick, thin, whatever.
Bleached to hell.
Dyed, virgin. And you let them know what your hair goals are. So if you want more shine, volume, strength, whatever that is. And they'll put together a custom formula for you. There's over, how many trillions? There's 50 trillion. It doesn't say on here, but I've read it before. There's hundreds of trillions of different combinations they can do. So you're getting a unique custom design for your hair. Every product is sulfate and paraben free, vegan, cruelty free, and there are over 60,000 real 5-star customer reviews. I'm like 5 of those. I'm on the peach scent right now. You can customize your scent, your color, all of that. They even put your name on the bottle.
I have the Christmas cookie scent. It's really good. It's delicious.
So cute,
but it's sold out now, so you can't get it.
Sorry. Go to functionofbeauty.com/bigmoo to take your quiz and save 20% on your first order. That applies to their full range of customized hair, skin, and body products. That's functionofbeauty.com/bigmoo to let them know you heard about it here and to get 20% off your order. Functionofbeauty.com/bigmood.
Mood. And while you're enjoying your luscious, beautiful hair and your nice, soft skin, you want to put that skin and that beautiful hair on a nice, comfortable mattress, right?
Yes. I was like, where's this going?
Yes, that's where Purple comes in. So you guys know I've had Purple for a long time now, and it's such a reliable mattress. I absolutely love it, and that's because Purple is comfort reinvented. Purple has the Grid, which is the only mattress that has this particular technology, which is a stretchy gelled material that's amazingly supportive for your back and legs while cushioning your shoulders, neck, and hips. I don't know how it does it, but it is fantastic. I absolutely love this mattress. I highly recommend it. And the Grid doesn't trap air. It's actually circulating the air, it allows it to flow and circulate through the entire mattress so you'll never feel overheat. So Purple is comfortable for an uncomfortable world. Right now you'll get 10% off any order that's $200 or more. Go to purple.com/bigmood10 and use promo code BIGMOOD10. That's purple.com/bigmood10, promo code BIGMOOD10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. One last time, it's purple.com/bigmood10, promo code BIGMOOD10. Terms apply.
How has your life changed since you started? Improved or negative? How has it changed? Does it open more doors for you? Are you more financially comfortable? Are you more I like your purse, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm definitely more financially independent now.
Wait, say the purse. What's the purse?
I have a nano Celine bag.
Oh, that's expensive.
Yeah, I call it my money bag. It's the first nice thing I bought with the OnlyFans money. But I think it's allowed me to have a lot of financial security and freedom because now I'm not kind of reliant on anyone to give me a paycheck. So even though in the long run, OnlyFans does hurt certain girls and creators if their end goal is to be in a professional setting. If you're trying to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, working a normal company job, even though the stigma of OnlyFans is slowly starting to die out, it's still very with these normal companies kind of looked down upon. And so you hear a lot of girls who used to be EMTs get fired from their jobs because they're trying to make up for the pandemic.
For teachers.
That's something teachers, I don't understand. Society where women and men were telling girls that this is empowering. Mm-hmm. But then you see that where it affects your other career prospects. If you're not going to be in entertainment forever, then you're gonna be kind of fucked. So that's the only thing that I struggle with a little bit, where I'm I am getting my CPA license and I want to be a professional. So as much as I feel that'd be cool for now, it's it follows you forever. So that's the only scary. So do you feel you knew that you were going to just stay in entertainment forever? So that wasn't really a concern for you?
Yes, I learned very quickly after I graduated from college that working a corporate job wasn't for me, and I couldn't do it. I'm not one of those people who have that personality. Whereas my sister, she thrives in that type of setting.
Yeah.
And so every now and then when she kind of gets down on her luck when it comes to having hours taken away from her at work because everyone's trying to work during a pandemic, she's like, oh, maybe OnlyFans would be a good option as a side gig. And I have to remind her, although OnlyFans is great, it isn't for everyone. And I'm not somebody who's just going to recommend that you do OnlyFans so you could get a quick check. You got to really look at what the big picture is of what you want to do. If you want to go in the medical field, this probably isn't going to be a great side hustle for you. There are other things you can do. You can do DoorDash. You can do all
the shit that makes you no money.
there are different things. If you need like
stuff.
a little bit of money for like a quick check, there are other ways you can do it. You absolutely do not have to do OnlyFans.
It costs you more in the long run.
Yeah.
Even though you might get a
you gotta think
check
big
now.
picture.
That's
you
true.
gotta
Like
even
for a
did.
lifetime of 40 years, you got to think about as you age every decade. Is that going to follow
But not
you?
even just yourself, but how is it going to affect your like people around you? Like for example, your kids, because that's
Absolutely.
why I
That's
think
another one.
twice, 3 times, 4
Every
times
time,
before like wanting to jump on this, because I am really curious and I think I'd be down and not do what other people might think that I would be doing on OnlyFans. I'll tell you after.
I like your
my
idea.
I have a really good idea.
I know people who do magic on OnlyFans, so it's not all sexual.
No, yeah, but
Big
so
titty
we did.
magic.
Yeah, right?
No, it's a guy who does magic and he's really good.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That'd be dope. Like, look, I just made an orange appear in my titties. Like, she's still naked, but she's still doing makeup. That'd be sick.
Is my pussy lip cramped or is it an orange?
Like the never-ending ribbons. Just
Yeah.
No, but yeah, we did.
For that.
We did. I know that sounds really funny. We did a news article once on this one mom who got like her kids got kicked out of school because of her
Yeah.
doing
it was a
OnlyFans.
private school, right?
Yeah, it was a private school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, you don't know like how that could affect you.
Fucking haters, man.
Right? The other
dude.
parents
It's
were-
probably because all the other dads are paying for it.
True.
And I
Yeah.
can see that because I'm salty. If I have a boyfriend and he's paying for an OnlyFans, sorry, I will be kind of salty. I'm like, that's
Absolutely.
for single men. I think single men can spend all the money they want on
Well,
porn
attack
and
your
shit.
husband. Don't attack her and her
No,
kids.
absolutely. I'm saying they're definitely fucking haters, but
For
I
sure.
get in the mentality of being upset about it. But not to fucking, like, don't ever actually bring the woman down. It's more about the system that you're angry at, right? It's not the woman. Leave the woman alone.
Dude, you know what's another thing too that makes me think, like rethink this thing is, so like a lot of my income is from working with brands and like family-friendly brands, like Disney, for example. They just
Right.
invited us to go to Disneyland yesterday. Like I wouldn't want to lose those partnerships by starting something like this either.
Absolutely.
So even if it's like not sexual, because my thing is what I'm thinking of is not sexual crazy. I mean,
Well,
it
it's
is technically, but
sexually
anyway,
done.
I don't want to give it away.
It's not
but
nude.
it's
or
not
naked.
Yeah, it's not naked or even thirst trap stuff. But anyway, it's just by being on that platform already has a stigma.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wouldn't want to lose relationships.
Well, when that Disney money dries up, then you go to OnlyFans.
It's also, I feel like, a little different, at least because I am an OnlyFans creator. I kind of know the direction that they're trying to take with the company. They're trying to go very, like, when you think of, what is it, like Snapchat was originally used for what, like sending nudes real quick and then you don't, like it disappears and so does the conversation. Now people use it, like there are Snapchat TV shows.
Oh, it doesn't
now.
actually disappear.
It doesn't actually disappear.
It's there
You're
somewhere.
right, it doesn't. But OnlyFans is actually trying to launch it where it is friendlier, and now they're launching like OnlyFans TV, which is kind of their version of like YouTube. And so there are a lot of people on there who have
It's perfect
free
for my
pages.
idea, by the way.
They have
It
free like OnlyFans pages, and people can subscribe to it without paying. And it's basically like a free Patreon page where instead of going onto Patreon or going onto YouTube, you go onto
Just
OnlyFans and
membership
you
access.
watch the content absolutely for free. And then because it's free, you can have the option of doing locked posts. So say there's a
Like
girl
on
who
Patreon
does
kind of thing.
yeah, on Patreon, just like Patreon,
Yeah, because
basically.
you can post public stuff or stuff behind the paywall.
Yeah, because a lot of fitness people will do workouts on there and say like, oh, here's a quick video of my workout from today. And then they'll post another one where for $10 you could get this workout plan that I did. I explained to you everything, or I can give you my nutrition plan for $15 and you can buy it. And the page is still free, but if you want to see the extra stuff, then you pay. And so it's kind of a way to show people like, hey, I'm not like doing anything like sneaky or shady. It's all family friendly because it is free. And you can see that I'm clearly not doing these things. But at the same time, like it's just with where OnlyFans is right now, it still does have that stigma. Yes. So working with certain brands, it does get very tricky.
Patreon, I think, did a good job of changing their branding, because I think Patreon also started out, it was like a lot of sex workers and stuff like that, but now everyone feels like Patreon is totally a normal brand. So I feel like maybe if you just give it a little bit of time, maybe the vibe of it will change.
Does your family know what you do?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think about it?
They're all
crazy.
so supportive of it,
awesome.
and so many people. I think it's because they probably come from like more conservative families that are like, oh, like they must be so ashamed that you're doing this. Like, First of all, my dad gave me the A-okay. He's like, you should absolutely do it. You should absolutely fucking do it. Like, if people are gonna sexualize you anyways, make money off of that. Why would you not? My mom's like, yeah,
probably
who cares?
glad that it's not like full on asshole in your face porn.
Yeah,
like, you can make a lot of money with not even taking your clothes off.
Yeah,
then go ahead, girl.
Yeah, and my family, they have a lot of Vietnamese coffee shops, which is like girls in bikinis or like lingerie walking around serving coffee. And so I kind of come from that world anyways. So my family, like nobody, my uncles, my aunts, my grandparents, they don't see anything wrong with what I'm doing. But because again, like you said, like the projection that people have of like who you are and what you should or shouldn't be doing, they're like, oh, they're ashamed of you, this and that. Like my dad tells me every single day, as long as you're gonna buy me my dream car at the end of the year, like we're all good.
Cute.
Go make your feet money.
I can imagine your grandmother like taking photos for you, like arch a little bit more.
Yeah, she's like, hey, sucking. Yeah. Oh yeah, you look great.
I love
like,
that.
help them, yo, you know.
Oh, that's so
But like
cool.
my family really doesn't care what I do. They're like, you're making good money, and with that money, like I help my family pay off their debt. So that's another thing that I don't think people like even think of is like, I'm not just making money and like blowing it on fucking like sports cars and shit. Like I'm helping paying off like family debt.
That's what people assume about sex workers a lot, that they just make all this money, blow it on drugs and bullshit, whatever. But
I mean, a lot of them do.
A lot of them do, but there's also a really good amount. Like my girlfriend, she is a sex worker, and she lives in like the nicest apartment in San Francisco, but she also invested a bunch. She started her own app. She paid off her parents' debt. She, like they do this for family too. It's not just all just frivolous spending on bullshit. Because I feel like they think like, oh, sex workers are just dumb girls who could never make it in the corporate world, or were not smart enough to go to school, whatever. But no, these are actually a lot of very intelligent women who are investing it properly, who know what they're doing. They're not like dumb bimbos running around.
Absolutely. That's the thing that like I don't think people talk enough about when it comes to sex workers. A lot of people who make fun of like strippers, for instance, if you go to like any large city like Atlanta where they have, or like New Jersey with what's it called, Magic
City Girls.
Yeah, those girls are making so much fucking money, and a lot of the like some of them like they'll blow it and they're not spending it properly. A lot of them have multiple rental properties, multiple investments.
They're
like these are business women, just the way that they have found a way to monetize off of the way they look. That's it. People don't like the idea that you can monetize off of your sexuality.
Exactly.
For some reason, like they're okay if like models do it, but then if you're doing it for sex work, they don't think it's the same thing. They're like, oh no, it's different. You're not like an actual model, even though you're doing the same thing and selling photos of yourself.
Right. And they're like, oh, what would your kids think? Like, my kid's in a fucking private school right now, you know? So I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I always see those comments online, just thinking that they're so fucking stupid. It's like, oh, you're just a stripper. No, she's a stripper with fucking 20 rental properties. You know, you think she gives a fuck, laughing to the bank? You know? Yeah.
That's awesome.
So do you, I mean, like,
Yes.
I run out of content. Do you ever run out of like ideas? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my feet today? You know, like, have you ever tried holding your toes together?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I have not. I think I did it as like a joke
Wait,
before
you've done
with
that?
friends.
Fuck yeah.
You ever sit at home?
Like you hold feet.
You fucking put you interlock your
it's
toes.
It's a kid thing. Even Isaac just did it the other day.
I've never even thought that ever to do that. And everyone's done that?
Oh, I did it with like a significant other once to joke around.
That's
and we
funny.
just could not stop laughing. It's the most awkward feeling ever, but it's so fucking funny.
Because like your body knows it's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
like,
hold
now,
feet,
you can
you
do
know,
it
just,
now.
like, yeah.
Cut to me like
Hold on. I need my hands. I need my hands.
You gotta interlock
But I
them
don't want to
together.
show. I don't want to show you.
you have to use your fingers. That's not as fun.
Yeah.
I just
No, you did
picture
it without. You did it your own feet.
We had to guide.
Yeah, you have to guide it.
Guide it together.
Yeah.
So do you ever like, the fuck am I gonna, you know?
Absolutely. I think with stuff like that, I'm kind of lucky in that my fan base tells me what they want to see. Usually they're very vocal about like, oh, this would be great. I would love to see this. And instead of charging them like for a pay-per-view, which would be more expensive, I say, oh, okay, thanks for the idea. I'll actually post it on the main wall so everyone can kind of see this content. So they'll tell me what they want most of the time, which is really nice because at the end of the day, it's a foot. How many things can you do with feet?
True.
Right.
Apparently a lot, but I just don't have the mind for it.
What's your favorite kind of post to post?
I think feet is my favorite right now just because it's so easy. It's really simple to just get, like, kind of lather up your feet and do a video of you just washing it for 10 minutes. Or like I'm watching TV and I have like my feet on the table and the camera's right there and I'm just like wiggling my toes for 5 minutes. That's what people want to see. And then in the background they're like, oh, you're watching that podcast, or like you're watching this show, I love it. And it then goes into other avenues of me talking to them about whatever the fuck.
Yeah, because isn't
which
that
keeps
mainly,
up engagement.
Yeah, isn't
really
that
nice.
mainly the connection that a lot of these guys that sign up for these kind of platforms look for, is like for like past the sexual part?
Yeah.
They're looking for companionship and friendship.
It really is, because I'll start off like doing thirst traps or whatever, or stuff with my feet, and then eventually I'm talking to this guy who's in Oklahoma talking about like, oh, I'm gonna buy my first house and I'm really excited. I just actually got my degree yesterday. I'm graduating soon. I can't be on here for too long because I'm a broke college student, but I'm actually trying to be a lawyer and this and that. I'm like, oh, good for you. So I get a lot of people who kind of come and go. And I know there's one guy who left like, hey, pandemic's rough. I'll be back in the next few months. And then he came back is like, oh my God, I have a girlfriend. She's the best thing ever. She watches the podcast with you. I'm like, oh, this is surprisingly so wholesome. Some girls will have my OnlyFans with their boyfriend. Like, they'll send me stuff.
Well, I guess if they're your fan, that makes
cool.
sense.
Yeah.
But I get so annoyed when guys have fucking OnlyFans and their girlfriends are like, what the fuck? You won't take me out to dinner, but you're paying for 7 accounts on OnlyFans?
The amount of girls who don't know that their boyfriends have OnlyFans and then like will message me afterwards like, hey, sweetie. I'm like, I don't know what your boyfriend's doing. That's not my fault.
Yeah. It always starts with, hey, girly.
Yeah.
Why is girly
woman
like
to
the
woman?
word?
Hey, babe.
It's not
sis.
your fault. I don't get that. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's always the guy's fault. And it's like, don't fucking attack the OnlyFans girls. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But also,
like, I didn't ask him to be here.
That's the part that's annoying, though, is because they are trying to get that personal connection, right? Like, they're trying to message you and, like, tell you about their life and get that, like, bedside manner thing. But I'm like, you're in a fucking relationship. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it has to be, or at least for me, like, I'd be so annoyed if my boyfriend had an OnlyFans account and he's messaging other girls without me knowing. Like, it's one thing if he told me, like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is just what I like to do in my spare time. If I was okay with it, cool. If I'm not, like, what is the issue? Like, am I not fulfilling something with you that you feel like you need to go to an outside source to get whatever satisfaction this thing is?
Do you feel, I mean, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but to me it feels like emotional cheating in a way, where I know, like, guys separate
if you're hiding
sex,
it, absolutely.
Yeah.
If
guys
you're hiding
separate
it,
sex from love and all that, and I get that, like, they can literally love their wife and then fuck someone else. I get that, but like, it feels like cheating to me. I don't know.
I feel like it's cheating when you hide it, but if you're not hiding it and you're open about it, I then don't really count it as cheating.
But
it's
then
almost like an open relationship.
Do you think, though, that guys can manipulate the girl into being okay with it even if they're not? That's where I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, look, this is what I do. You know it, but it's what I do. And the girl just has to be like, okay, go ahead, have personal relationships with models.
And that's the girl, that falls on the girl then.
I know,
like,
but
they
it's just
need to be stronger and like walk away if they're not okay with that.
I feel like I've seen that with like men though too, where they will have a really attractive girlfriend that they feel like they're just kind of lucky to be there with her, that they are then okay with her like getting flown out by someone else because like just doing all these other things that he usually wouldn't be okay with. But in his head he's like, oh well, like, she loves me, she comes home to me at the end of the day. They're not like really okay with it, but it's almost like having parts of her is better than not having her at all. I think that's what it is with certain girls too, like that emotional manipulation of like, you know what, I should just be happy that I'm his number one, I'm the one he comes home to.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah, that's really sad.
But yeah,
I've seen that before, like those snarky posts that women post, like, yeah, he might be blah 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 with you, but he comes home to me. I'm like, you're proud of that? Like, you're okay with that?
Like, if that's something you're absolutely okay with, then that's 100% fine. But chances are, if you're posting it on Instagram, you're not okay with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you have a black screen on your IG story and you type out that shit, you're not okay with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's something like you do in private then. You don't have to blast it out.
And I don't definitely don't look down on girls. Like, I think it's just like their environment created that and they're a victim of that. Yes. So I'm not coming down on, I honestly, like, I will always put a woman above anything, like whatever situation she's in. I understand we have a lot of shit to go through, so I get it.
Yeah. So the whole aspect of dating someone who used to do porn,
that's oh my god,
I would be so jealous. I would be like, oh my god,
I wanted nothing to fucking do with this man when I first met him.
Right.
He is a friend of my boss's because he is a comic as well, and I in my 2 years of working there, I've never met him, but I've always heard like these crazy stories because he's lived a very like insane, almost unfortunate life. Like he had a like shitty upbringing with his family. He grew up in Boston. He was selling drugs as a kid. He had cancer when he was like 17.
That you can joke about now.
That I can joke about now.
What kind of cancer did he have?
Lymphatic. I believe. And he didn't go to a doctor. He wasn't close with his family, and he was rushed to the hospital and found out like, hey, you probably have only a few months to live.
Oh my God.
And he ended up surviving. And shortly after that, he went to prison for 9 years because he was dealing drugs.
Oh.
And then he got out and he didn't know what to do with his life, started doing comedy, and then he started doing porn. And to me, I was like, oh, he's like this like former felon fuck boy who's just out here like fucking porn stars or whatever.
How did you get to trust him?
I met him, and he's the most wholesome man I've ever met in my life. All he wants to do is go to Home Goods while he's holding my hand and ask me if I want a treat before we go home. Like, you want to stop get boba?
Stop, that's so cute.
It's like, he's so fucking cute and wholesome. People give me so much shit for dating him because he was a porn star. But it's like, he is the kindest man I know. He's like the type of guy to, if we are out somewhere and drinking, he'll always check up on me like, do you need water? Are you hungry? Do you want to go home? Do your feet hurt? Do you want me to pull up the car so you don't have to walk? This and that. Like, he is like the most romantic man I've ever met.
Very attentive.
And he's so cute. But at first I thought it was like him putting on like a facade.
Like a love bombing thing.
Yeah, like a love bombing thing, which I was so worried about. Like, oh, this fuckboy knows how to play me.
I mean, fuckboys can love bomb to the fucking end of the earth. I mean, and
they're so goddamn good at it.
They're so good at it. I've been a victim of it so many times.
Yeah. But then he just like he constantly showed up, even though like I've kept him like at a distance. He just kept showing up like, hey, do you need anything? Like, I know you don't like me, but if you want to go to dinner, like, can we go? Yeah, he was like a schoolboy following me around like he was a lost puppy, and he was like an older guy. He's like 9 years older than me, so I thought he was full of shit, just trying to like fuck a young girl who worked on a podcast.
For me, red flag, but it sounds like he might be, you know, a little different than the stereotype.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's because he had like a weird upbringing with his family that he just kind of wanted someone to love.
Yeah.
So he was like, hi, will you take me in? Will you adopt me? Yeah. And that's how like I'm with him now. He's met my family. My family loves him. It's just like this whole thing where people have this idea that like my family hates him because he did porn and he's a felon, and like now I'm on OnlyFans. He probably made you do that. He's pimping you out. And he's like, babe, do you want me to respond to DMs for you if you're stressed out today? Just tell me what you want to say. I'll type it in. Do you need me to record something for your feet? Do you want a treat? I'll go leave the room and grab you some popcorn chicken if you want. I'm like, oh, I love you.
That is really cute.
I mean, we're Vietnamese.
He's so wholesome.
We're Vietnamese. We have a few felons in every family, so
absolutely,
we're used to it. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's almost as if you can't judge people by what the fuck they put on the internet and in media, you dumbasses.
Yeah, it's also like everyone has a different upbringing. Like, who am I or anyone else to judge him for his choices when he didn't have a lot to go off of?
How long y'all been together?
I met him last May, so only like a few months. I think he and I were like boyfriend, girlfriend in November. We were in Nashville for a comedy show. I got really drunk and I was like, I love you. Oh! And he was like, oh, I've known I love you for so long. Like, why didn't you fucking tell me? Oh! He's like, because I like you more. I need you to have one thing that you give me.
That's so sweet.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's cute.
That's really sweet.
But yeah, I think it's just like about trust.
Yeah.
Trust, communication, just knowing that like at the end of the day, he's not a guy who's going to take advantage of me.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you feel taken care of, then support.
No, for sure.
Support it.
But how about the, like, do you get, I guess the word is jealous, but like, do you get jealous of his past? Even though you weren't part of it, and obviously logically, but I'm talking about emotionally. Like,
I think at first I kind of was, because in my head, he's more attractive than me. And so I
need to see a picture of this man.
He's like a short...
you're fucking hot.
Oh, thank you. He's like a short blonde king in my head. He's like, he's just, I don't know, like he takes care of himself very well. And in my head, I'm like not attractive at all. I'm like the bro.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
I think it's just like a low self-esteem thing from when I was a child.
I know to crush my windpipe. And I will pay you for it. I will thank you.
Every San Jose boy's wet dream.
We need a
You're like not even wearing makeup, are you?
I have eyebrows on.
Your skin is like
her skin is flawless.
But it's just, I don't know. Like I always thought that I was like ugly. And so when I saw him, like, everything from like my childhood came back. I was like, oh, I'm not attractive. He's not gonna like me. He fucks porn stars. And then it got to a point where I was like, oh, like, he has so many girlfriends that, like, he knew from when he was in Vegas. And, like, Vegas girls are fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I get that.
And so I was like,
thing,
I was comparing myself so much. And that's why I didn't want him for, like, the longest time when we first met.
Like, protective. Because you're like,
I was very
I feel
protective.
like I'm going to get hurt in this situation. And then I think you were right to think that, because probably 9 times out of 10 guys that are exactly like him, you would have been right, but it seems like he's different than those guys so far.
And so I was very, very insecure about that initially, but like after a while when I decided to just chill and be like, you know what, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's never given me a reason to feel any type of way. And so there's that. I think the only weird thing is, and it's not even from him, but when people first started to figure out that he and I were together, people would then send me screenshots and videos of him doing porn with another girl, with his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, as if like I didn't know. I'm like,
we're trying to like get in your head.
I knew this going into it. Like, you're not gonna make me feel weird about this.
Like, what would the general tone be when they would send those? Would it just be like, how dare you have sex with a porn star? Or like,
no, it's kind of like, oh, look at your, like, you're so fucking dumb. He's gonna like basically fuck you and leave and this and that.
Is it usually
and
guys
like, it's always guys. And it's always guys.
Jealous.
Yeah. If you like scroll up in the like DM request, it's like, I love you,
right.
you're perfect. They're like, you fucking dumb bitch, you're with a porn star. You're gonna get dumped after he fucks you. And
that's
I'm like,
that whole
whoa.
MGTOW personality. Like, they really want to love a girl, and then they're just so pissed when you don't follow exactly what they think you should do.
And I think it's also weird because like when I came into the podcast world, I had a long-time boyfriend. I was with the same guy from the time I was 14 to like 23, 24. Wow. So I was with him for like 9-10 years, and he was like a nerdy Filipino dude who liked video games and anime. Mm-hmm. And so with a lot of the fan base from where I work, it's like bro-y, kind of like 24 to 45-year-old like white dudes who kind of thought that like, oh, like this nerdy like Asian guy got this like attractive girl, so clearly I can fuck her if she met me. Right. And then the moment they saw like my boyfriend, who is the polar opposite, kind of like takes care of himself, like buff white dude, like blonde hair, blue eyes, they're like, oh, like suddenly now like I don't feel like she would fake him. Like she would fuck me anymore, because I knew if she fucked that guy, she'd fuck me, but now that she's fucking this guy and he's a porn star, so he has a huge dick,
their
like
beta jumped out.
Their beta jumped out.
Wow.
Like, you have a small dick and it shows.
Small dick energy.
They hate that they can never be that guy.
But it's like, I'm not with him for his dick. I'm with him for his heart. It's just as big as his dick.
Oh, I love that. I bet you get a lot of. I get these messages.
Tell me when to stop.
They're measuring his penis.
Oh, Jesus! Fucking, where does that go?
Take an eye out.
Where does that go?
Jeez.
As many places as I can.
Atta girl.
I'm a trooper. I'm a sturdy bitch.
You got a deep fucking cervix.
I bet you get some I get this message sometimes. I don't know what it is, but there's like there's people out there who are convinced that I only date white guys.
Really?
I've only dated
all
one.
All of your exes are Asian.
Yeah. I don't know how that became a thing, but then people would comment like, Gina only dates white guys. I'm like,
maybe because one time.
Is it a common thing? Like, ABG girls date white guys?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
No, that's an insecure thing. I feel like a lot of Asian guys who are insecure about being Asian and dating like a hot girl say shit like that almost to like make themselves feel better, like, oh well, I could never be a white guy, so clearly she doesn't like me. It's like, it's not that. Like, that's your issue. There's so many like Asian guys who are super attractive that date outside of their race, who date in their race. I know short Asian dudes who fucking kill it, dating the hottest girls you've ever seen.
I mean,
just
look
because
at Tim got Chia.
Tim, Tim is a great
How
example
did Tim get Chia?
And that's
I can't even get Chia.
But that's because like he has this like confidence about him that's so attractive. It's everything else he brings to the table. He's not like dwelling on the fact that he's like a short Asian dude. He uses it to his advantage. And so people want to be like, oh, it's because you date only white guys. Like, no, you're just insecure beta fucking.
I bet you get messages. You get messages like, oh, you're a white worshiper, or you're a sellout, or you're
There's nothing about you at all that screams white worshiper.
Exactly.
Not even one thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
You're so fucking Asian cultured, fucking Gina, darling. Like, not even a thing about you is white
But
worshiping.
then I'll get comments, people like, Gina hates being Asian. She hates being Vietnamese. I'm like,
really?
When? Where?
Where?
That's so
it's
weird.
so weird. Like, I don't think you guys know me very well.
No, that's lack of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get similar shit
every now and then. Yeah. I feel like ever since I started dating my boyfriend, like the one white guy, they're like, oh, absolutely, she only likes white guys now. I'm like, no, I still really love
just like
dirty
that
Asian
one.
men if I want, but like, this just happens to be my boyfriend. He happens to be white. It's not like a I hate Asian men now thing. It's so weird.
What's sex with a former porn star like?
I was so intimidated at first. Oh my god,
dude, I would be too.
Yeah, what is that?
I
like?
drove to fucking Costa. He used to live in Orange County, and so I would drive to Costa Mesa, like trying to mentally prepare, like if we fuck tonight, I'm gonna be in a wheelchair, like in white chairs.
Oh my god! Wait, because did you watch his porn before you had sex with him?
No, but when I met him,
bitch, I would have been doing research.
They were
same,
right?
same.
But like when I met him, they actually put
him.
a photo of his dick on the screen at work, and so I saw it, and then like he had another dick pic, and they were passing the phone around. I saw like, oh, okay. Yeah. And he has like a Homer Simpson tattoo.
Remember, guys, she only liked it because she was interested in him. We don't just want your dick pics.
It's also
it
one
only
of those
works
things
because
where,
she liked him.
It was like in a work setting, whereas like a comedy podcast, this is kind of what happens. It's not like he was just like, hey, look at my dick.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was fine, but
it piqued your interest.
It piqued my interest.
Only because there was already interest.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then by the time I like kind of felt it because we were making out, I was like, I don't know what to do. Where am I gonna put this? What if it doesn't fit? Like I didn't know what to do. I was it's pretty. It's very like to scale normal. And so there's a girl.
It's just as long as it is thick.
It's like a small. It's like a police baton or like the mag light flashlights.
Wow.
It's like a mag flashlight.
So it's brutal, is what you're saying.
Yes, it will.
I'm like,
take an eye out.
Got these fucking
dick shape color.
Dick shape clothes. Where do you put that, girl?
The body is an amazing thing. I'll say that.
That's why we need the magician girl.
Yeah,
you know.
Yes. But the first time we saw each other, we started making out, and I got so intimidated, I left immediately after. Like I made out with him for 5 minutes.
You know, guys don't need you to do anything to have sex, right? Like, why would you be intimidated?
No, I was just like, I was not mentally prepared because I was like, okay, it's a big dick, whatever. Yes, I was so fucking scared of it because like I kind of like brushed up on it. I was like, that's my arm. And so I left immediately after. The next time I hung out with him, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. And I would like, while we're making out, I would whisper like, I want you to fuck me. But I guess I said it so low he didn't hear. So after I left, I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't like me. Maybe he doesn't want to fuck me. Yeah. And the third time we hung out,
in the corner, like, I want you to fuck me. He's like, what?
Like ASMR. Please fuck me. Please fuck me. I'm ready.
Oh my God.
You weren't ready because you couldn't say it with your chest.
Yes, I couldn't say it.
You were ready.
Yeah, and then I went really aggressive the third time we hung out. I was like, fuck me.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then I told him like, oh, I thought you didn't like me because you didn't fuck me the last time we hung out. He's like, you said something? Like, oh, okay.
Also, it was the second time you hung out. Like,
yeah, absolutely. But now it's like, I don't know.
What was that first time like?
The first time was, I gasped when he put it in. I was like, I just had never felt something that big in me before. So I was like, ouch. I feel like Nikki knows what I'm talking about because I hear that Steve has a piece on him.
The baby arm. Yeah.
The baby arm. Ooh.
She always gets according to Nikki. Like even from high school, right? You were saying? Oops, sorry.
I didn't know that.
You've somehow. Nikki didn't know dicks could be small. She's had
honestly,
only big dicks.
Honestly, low-key felt the same because my first boyfriend was the only guy I had sex with for 9 years. And he had a pretty big dick, but I didn't know he had a big dick. I just thought it was like a standard.
For the dick.
Kind of. Like he had like a 7-inch dick.
Oh, Jesus.
And everyone thought we're like making Asian jokes. Like, oh, he probably has a small dick. And so like she's not used to it, whatever. The next guy I hung out with after that, like I was hooking up after the breakup was a white guy. And he had a small, not a small dick, but like a smaller dick.
Yeah. An average,
and so like
probably an average size.
Right. Yeah. And then like when I fucked it, I was like,
inches.
Oh, okay. So like at least now I know kind of to scale like what dicks are like.
You're
and
like, the Asian dicks are way bigger than the white dicks.
I was like, why are people making such a fuss about Asian dicks?
That's true.
They're big.
Yeah.
And
they're all random. Even black dick, like they're all random.
Yeah, they're all random. And I thought it was kind of like, in my head, I thought it was like a math equation because people say like Asian girls have like tight, small pussies. So maybe that's why like Asian guys have small dicks. Like it's to fit. You know, just like genetically, maybe that's what it was.
People don't believe this, do they?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Some people do. I feel like some people really do think all Asian guys have tiny dicks, and that's not the case.
Wow.
Because the first white dick I fucked was smaller, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then I went to my boyfriend. I was like, I'm in a wheelchair tomorrow. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta fake that gasp when they first put it in. You know, you just gotta fake it just to make them feel better about themselves.
Oh, I don't fake it.
See, I faked it for a while, and then I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to fake it anymore. And suddenly people got their feelings hurt. Because I think I was like too overzealous at first, and then like the next time I was like, I'm not gonna fake an orgasm that I don't feel anymore. It's just like, I'm not gonna do it for me, for him. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. And he went from like this fuckboy, like, maybe I'll text you later, to like, what's wrong? You don't like me.
Why did you gasp?
He's like, did you come? I'm like, if you had to ask, no.
I came over.
I came over.
I came to my senses.
Yes. Absolutely. Ouch. My pussy didn't get a cramp, but I mean, it was fine. It was
the crosshairs.
Do you feel like it's too big to where you can't enjoy it though? Because I've definitely had that where like it hurt. It would fucking punch my cervix, and I'm like, it doesn't feel it's nice when it either doesn't all the way punch the shit out of it, or it somehow finds its way around it. But some of them are so big where it literally will like ram your cervix up inside of your stomach, and that shit hurts. So
because I feel like people underestimate having like a dick that fits properly. Because if a dick fits properly and they kind of like hit the cervix a little, but like when they like kind of like slam into you, they are also kind of like tapping your clit, which is nice.
Yeah,
and that's what I like. Whereas if you have like extra dick hanging out, like you never get that little clit.
From their pelvis,
want the clit
right?
It's too much.
I think somehow it's like a perfect amount that works.
Yeah.
That's why in my head, like, if you have too big of a dick, do you just do anal? 'Cause that's the only way like it'll fit all the way.
No, if it's too big, you don't do anal. What are you talking about?
What?
You put a bigger dick in your
canal, like
it fits more. But then, like, the widening of it.
I feel like I just gave myself away. Yeah.
So how's your anus?
It's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Apparently, there's a rumor that like Asian girls don't like anal.
Is there?
That's what every single white guy I have like hooked up with has told me. They're like, oh yeah, Asian girls would be perfect, but they don't do anal. And I'm like, who are you hooking up with?
Right.
And also like, what?
There's so many weird like racist.
Yeah, there's like weird like racist shit about like Asian girls.
It's weird. It's like
somebody asked me if my pussy was like sideways because they're like, they're like, oh, Asian pussies are just like different. I was like,
dude,
what do you mean different?
I heard that in it was a movie. I think it was like Hannibal Lecter, like the prequel or some shit.
Yeah. And
someone mentioned that about an Asian woman on screen about how her pussy's sideways. And I remember seeing this when I was in I was like 14-ish, 15, I think. And I remember thinking, I'm like, wait, that's true? I didn't know that. No way. For real?
Oh, jeez. There's so many.
No, but like I didn't know that. Obviously, that was a lie until
where that came
later
from.
on.
I know, like, what did you think happened? I spread my legs and it smiles at you. Right? Like, I don't like what.
Right?
It's just like, hello. I don't get it. That's
cursed
scary.
image in my brain now.
That is absolutely a cursed image.
There's so many uneducated people. I saw a TikTok recently where this guy swore that women can't fake orgasms because when they clench like that, that means they came.
Oh, I can fake like
Kegels?
Yeah.
You mean Kegels?
Like, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah,
you know, we're doing it right now.
You clench in, and then also you push out.
Yeah.
You clench in, and
so
you push
according
out.
to him, you're having an orgasm right now.
If you're clenching. Yeah, right now.
Don't be fooled, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Don't
Pussy acting.
Pussy
acting.
We are actors.
Academy Award winning pussy right here.
Absolutely. Oscar-worthy performance.
Actually, no, I don't give any more performances. That was my younger pick me girl. I got to make sure you feel happy about yourself.
Right? Who teaches girls that it's okay to just like go and fake orgasms to make someone else feel better?
I think it's the movie, like the culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hollywood?
Like culture, not just in Hollywood, but like even within conversations, it's always like, oh, like he gave me such a great orgasm, whatever. You know how like in high school you try to be all cool, like you know all about sex and shit, and then people make up shit because then they watch porn, and it's like, and then it sets a standard that you're like, oh, I guess I have to meet this standard. I don't know. It's really interesting.
Bunch of bullshit.
It's more like a man pleasing kind of thing. Just like, you know, I have to make him feel good or else he's gonna. It's learned from all that medium bullshit. Yeah.
Don't fake your orgasms.
Yeah.
Unless you want to wrap it up and just get them out.
And speaking of wrapping up,
we need to get you out. No, I'm just kidding.
Hi guys.
No, thank you so much, Kat, for joining us.
Thank you for having
it was
Had a
so
lot
fun.
of fun. We definitely have to come back.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
please.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to research your stuff and your boyfriend's stuff respectfully.
Respectfully. Yes.
I'm not gonna do that because I want to be your friend. So
Yeah, same.
I'm not gonna look at your man's dick.
I just want to look at your feet.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. So tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram. My handle is T3Is 3Es and an N.
Tien.
We'll put it.
And then I have a YouTube channel. If you just type in my name, it'll pop up. I don't really post on there. I need to do more. And that's about it. Yeah, find me on OnlyFans with the same Instagram. It's the same as my Instagram handle. So if you want to see feet or you want to see me in like a wet t-shirt, by all means.
We'll link it all in the description box.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so much fun. I'm so used to being with a bunch of guys, and it's really refreshing being with a bunch of girls.
Yeah.
It's so fucking nice.
Well,
this is like a rarity.
I know. Super glad you came.
This is fun.
Well, guys, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Make sure to give us 5 stars if you're listening, and like this video as well, and comment down below. What did you think about this video?
We
we'll
love
see you next time.
Peace
Bye.
out.
Bye.